Hello and welcome back to the Scotti-BYTE channel. This is Scott, and today we're going to talk about Android in the Homelab. So Android devices such as phones, tablets, Fire TVs, and others are very handy in the Homelab. We tend to forget about them, but they actually provide us quite a bit of functionality. The Android Software Developers Kit allows you to connect to and interact with Android devices on your network. To install the SDK in Ubuntu, you do a sudo apt install android-sdk. To install the SDK in Windows, you have to install the Choco-BYTE package manager, and that's documented over here. And then after you do that, you can do a choco install ADB. So the rest of this tutorial, we're going to use a Fire TV 4K stick as a demo Android device, but this will also work on phones, tablets, and other Android devices you might have. So the next thing we want to do is install the Genymobile screen copy application. So screen copy provides remote display and control of Android device GUIs over either USB or TCP/IP. It requires the Android SDK, and your devices must support at least Android 5. Well, that's pretty old considering Android 11 is the latest. So installation in Ubuntu is simply sudo apt install screen copy. And installation in Windows, once you have the Chocolate Package Manager installed, is choco install screen copy. So the next thing we want to do is prepare your Android device. So we're going to get on the Fire TV, go down to My Fire TV in Settings, and we're going to go under Developer Options and set ADB debugging on. So ADB debugging must be on. I also have apps from unknown sources turned on because I frequently sideload things onto my Fire TV stick. So then we want to find out the address of the Android device that we're going to connect to. So we go to My Fire TV, we go to About, and we go to Network and make a note of your IP address for your Fire TV. Then we want to connect to the Android device. So from the command line on your local machine, in my case, Linux, I do an ADB connect 192.168.30.17 because that is the address that we found on that previous screen. Yours will differ. Now, when you do this, even though it will say that the daemon started successfully and it's connected, you have to acknowledge the request on the Android device. On the Android device, and Fire TV in this case, it will pop up a screen that says allow USB debugging, and I will say yes, always allow from this computer, and say OK. I know that we're making a connection through TCP, but historically it was referred to as USB debugging. Okay, so once we're connected, I can do an ADB shell command, and the ADB shell command will give me a prompt. And I can do an ls, I can cd into a folder, and I can look at the file structure inside that folder. So pretty good. You got a command line access to your Fire TV stick or your phone or your tablet. Okay, so now we want to copy some files to Android. Well, once we're in this interface, we can list things in the download directory. Notice my download directory on my Android device is empty. So I go ahead and I exit the ADB shell, and I'm back at my command prompt on my Linux machine. I do a touch my test, which creates an empty file, and then I do an ADB push my test over to /storage /SD card 0 /download and call the file my test. It says one file's been pushed. If I do an ADB shell and do an ls of /storage /SD card 0 /download, there is my test. Okay, we can also do many other things with ADB shell. For example, You don't have to go into ADB shell. You can do everything from a single command line and simply say ADB shell ls/storage/SD card 0/download, and there's the my test file that we just moved. I can say ADB shell rm/storage/SD card 0 download my test, and it deletes the file, and we verify that by doing an ls on the same folder. Then we can do an ADB push my test and call it my test again, and it pushes it over there, list it, and there's the file. And I can also pull the file back from the Android side with an ADB pull /storage/SD card 0 /download /my test, and when it comes over here I want to call it new file. And so it says one file pulled. I do an ls on new file, and here we are locally on my machine with new file that came from the Android machine. So we can also look at what network interfaces we have in Android. There's a command called ADB shell IP address. And this looks a lot like an ifconfig in Linux or an ipconfig in Windows, in that it lists all of the various interfaces. You might be surprised to see there are quite a few here. Well, the loopback interface you're going to have on your system, and you'll have a WLAN 0 because the default connectivity method for a Fire 4K stick or even a phone is going to be the wireless LAN. And there you can see my MAC address, and you can also see my internet address that is assigned by my local network for the Fire TV 4K. Now, some of these other devices that exist here, for example, the tunnel device you see is because on my Fire TV 4K stick, I have NordVPN installed. So you will see other interfaces if you have other pseudo devices, network devices out there. So it's nice to be able to look at the network settings on your Fire TV or your other Android device. So there's more ADB shell commands. You can visit adbshell.com/commands for more information on other ADB commands. And there's quite a few out there. You can list what packages are installed in a remote Android system, and you can install and uninstall Android APK packages from the command line. And you can push, pull, and delete files, as well as create, delete, and rename files and folders. Now, let's go and look at scrcpy, which was the other program that we installed. So scrcpy is a GUI connection. So we do ADB connect, same as we did for the command line. And then we do a scrcpy. And when you do scrcpy, you'll have another screen open. And in this case, you're seeing the exact screen for my Fire TV stick. Now, it won't automatically connect there. When you do the scrcpy, you'll have to go to the other side, and you'll have to go to the Fire TV and acknowledge this allow USB debugging again. And once you allow it, then the screen will pop up on your local machine like you see it here. So this is not done from the remote computer side. This has to be done from the Fire TV side. So mouse and keyboard arrows work in scrcpy in order to navigate. Enter or double click can select something on the screen. And full screen you can get by doing a Control F, and it's a toggle, either full screen or not full screen on your computer monitor, so you can look at your Fire TV or phone full screen. Home is a Control H, that's equivalent to hitting the home key on your Android device. And back is Control B, that goes back to the previous screen. So how do you end a session? Well, in order to end a session, we'd be in scrcpy, and in the middle of scrcpy, you have popped up another screen, and it's displaying your remote screen. If you exit that screen, it'll go back to the command prompt here on your terminal. At that point, you can do an ADB disconnect, and it will say disconnected everything. And then if you want to kill the daemon, you can do an adb-kill or adb space kill-server. And it's also very important to do an adb kill-server if you're having trouble connecting to your remote machine. That's kind of the reset command before you try to do another adb connect. So in summary, Android devices are very common on SOHO networks. A lot of small offices and homes, we've got all kinds of Android devices out there, and sometimes you don't even think of them as being Android devices. Android Debug Bridge, which is what ADB stands for, is a command language interpreter command from the Android Software Developers Kit that allows you to remotely manage an Android device. And ADB requires that ADB debugging is enabled on the Android device before you can make a connection. And scrcpy is a handy utility to remotely connect to the GUI screen of an Android phone, tablet, Fire TV, or other Android device. Anyway, that's it for today. Please subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time.